I want to speak to you today about something powerful, something deep, and something that I believe will encourage your heart. I want you to know that there's a door on the way, a door that no one can shut. It's not just any door. It's the kind of door that will change everything about your life, your situation, and your destiny. Some of you have been praying, hoping, and believing for a breakthrough. And I want to remind you today that God has not forgotten about you. He has not left you in this season of waiting and wondering. He's about to open a door that no one, no matter how powerful, can shut. There are seasons in life when we feel as though we've been stuck in a room with no way out, no escape, no hope. We've knocked on every door, tried every key, and yet everything seems locked up. You may have been trying to move forward for years, trying to get out of a cycle that has kept you bound in the same place, but still nothing has changed. You've been wondering, why, God? When is my breakthrough coming? When is the door going to open? It's in these moments of doubt, fear, and frustration that you need to remember something powerful. The door that God is about to open is not like the doors you've seen before. See, the world can shut some doors, but God has a way of opening doors that no one can close. Man can reject you, people can try to block your progress, but when God opens a door, not even your enemies can stop what he's about to do. That's the kind of God we serve, a God who opens doors that no human force can shut. You don't need to worry about who's against you or who doesn't believe in you. If God is for you, then no one can be against you. I know what it feels like to be stuck, to be in a place where it seems like the doors are closing all around you. I know what it feels like to look around and see no opportunities, no way forward. But let me tell you something. God specializes in making a way where there seems to be no way. He takes those moments of confusion and doubt and turns them into a testimony of his power. Your current situation is not the end. It's just the preparation for what God is about to do in your life. If you feel like you've been knocking on doors that won't open, I need you to understand something. God is not punishing you. He's positioning you. He's setting you up for something greater. He's getting you ready for a door that you couldn't open by yourself. A door that is so big, so amazing that when it opens, the whole world will know it was God. This door isn't just going to change your circumstances, it's going to change your life. It's going to open up opportunities that you never imagined. It's going to take you places that you never thought you could go. But here's the thing. While God is getting ready to open this door, he's also doing a work in you. He's working on your character, your faith, your patience, and your trust. You've been through some things, and those things have been preparing you for the blessing that's on the other side of this door. You've been through the fire, and now God is about to bring you out as pure gold. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. The door you're about to walk through wouldn't be as valuable to you if you hadn't gone through what you've been through. The beauty of God's timing is that it's never early and it's never late. It's always just right. Sometimes we get so anxious and impatient because we want things to happen on our schedule. But God's ways are higher than our ways, and his timing is perfect. He knows exactly when you're ready, and he knows exactly when to open the door. But let me be clear, just because God opens the door doesn't mean it will be smooth sailing. There will be opposition, there will be resistance. The enemy will try to make you doubt, make you question, make you second guess the promise that God has given you. But you've got to understand that when God opens a door, no devil in hell can close it. There may be challenges ahead, but you will overcome them because the power of God is on your side. And let me tell you something else. The door God is opening for you isn't just for you. It's for everyone connected to you. Your breakthrough is not just for your benefit, it's for the people around you, the people you love, and the people who will be impacted by your faith. When God opens a door for you, it creates a ripple effect that extends beyond your life. You may not see it now, but the blessing that's coming is going to impact your family, your friends, and even people you don't know yet. God doesn't just bless us to hoard the blessing for ourselves. He blesses us so we can be a blessing to others. The doors he opens for us aren't just for us to walk through. They're for others to walk through as well. That promotion you've been praying for, that new opportunity, that breakthrough, it's not just for your financial gain. It's for the people who need your help, for the people who need your story, for the people who need to see what happens when you trust in God. Your door is not just a personal blessing, it's a kingdom blessing. But here's the key. You've got to keep walking in faith. You can't stop now. You can't quit. The door is right in front of you, and all you need to do is keep moving forward. You might feel like you're walking in the dark, but the light is coming. You might feel like you're in the wilderness, but the promised land is just on the other side of your obedience. Some of you are just one step away from your breakthrough, one prayer away, one act of faith away. Don't let fear, doubt, or discouragement stop you from walking through the door that God is opening for you. The enemy will try to distract you, discourage you, and tell you that it's not going to happen. But let me tell you, it's already happening. The door is already opening, and all you have to do is step into it. The road might not always be easy. There will be moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments when you wonder if you're strong enough to keep going. But you don't have to do it in your own strength. The strength of the Lord is with you. The God who is opening the door is the same God who will give you the strength to walk through it. I want you to lift your eyes today and see the door that's right in front of you. It's there. It's been there all along. The key is in your hand. And all you need to do is trust God and walk forward. The door will open at the right time. It will open when God knows you're ready, when the world needs to see his glory, when your faith is ready to carry the weight of the blessing. So don't give up. Don't quit. Keep believing, keep trusting, keep praying, and know that no matter what it looks like, no matter how long it's been, God is about to open a door that no one can shut, no one can block it, no one can prevent it. What God has for you is yours, and he's about to make a way where there seems to be no way. Keep your head up. Keep your heart strong. Your door is about to open. And when it does, when that door opens, you're going to walk through into the greatest season of your life. The door that God is opening for you is not just any door. It's a door of opportunity, of breakthrough, of blessing, and of destiny. Get ready, because your time is coming, and no one can shut the door that God is about to open for you. The door that God is about to open for you is perfectly timed and positioned. While you may feel stuck or discouraged, trust that God is working behind the scenes, preparing you and your circumstances for a breakthrough that aligns with his perfect plan. When God opens a door, no one can shut it. Despite any opposition or setbacks, God's power is greater than any obstacle, and the opportunities he presents will not be hindered by human limitations. The door God is opening for you isn't just for your benefit, it's for the greater good. Your breakthrough is meant to impact not only your life, but also the lives of those around you, creating a ripple effect of blessings that extend beyond your personal gain. There are moments in life when we find ourselves feeling lost, confused, or overwhelmed by the circumstances surrounding us. We may feel as though we've been stuck in a season of waiting, questioning why things are not moving forward or why doors that we expect to open are instead slammed shut in our faces. But it's in these moments that we need to remind ourselves of a profound truth. God's timing is perfect, and he is always positioning us for something greater than we could ever imagine. What we often fail to realize is that divine timing doesn't follow our human schedule. It follows the divine wisdom of a loving creator who knows exactly what we need and when we need it. Sometimes we wonder why things don't happen when we think they should. We pray for breakthroughs, we take steps of faith, and we make plans for our lives, yet nothing seems to fall into place. It can feel as if we're walking through a season of silence, and we start to doubt whether God is even listening. But let me tell you, he is. He hears every prayer, sees every tear, and understands the desires of your heart more than you could ever express. His silence is not a sign of absence. Rather, it's a sign of preparation. God is preparing you for something that at this moment you may not fully comprehend. It's in the waiting, in the moments when nothing seems to be happening, that God is at work in ways we cannot always see. Divine timing isn't just about waiting for the right moment. It's about trust. It's about trusting that God has already laid out the path for you, that He is already positioning you for a breakthrough, even when you don't see it. Every delay, every obstacle, every closed door is part of the process of getting you to the place where you're meant to be. God's timing is not arbitrary, it's deliberate and intentional. What may seem like a delay is often a divine detour that leads us closer to where we need to be. When we look at the stories of people in the Bible, we see countless examples of how divine timing and positioning played a crucial role in their lives. Take, for example, the story of Joseph. From the moment Joseph received his dreams, he could not have known the path that would lead him to the fulfillment of those dreams. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused and thrown into prison. Yet through every hardship, God was positioning him for a place of influence and power in Egypt. Joseph didn't understand it at the time, but each step in his journey, each setback, each moment of suffering was preparing him for the very place God had promised him. And when the time came, Joseph was elevated to a position where he could save not only his own family, but an entire nation. God's timing was perfect, even when it seemed like things were going wrong. We may not always understand the delays, the detours, or the times when doors are closed in our lives, but we need to trust that God is in control. We need to trust that He is positioning us for something that we might not see yet. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't happening on our timeline, but God knows exactly when we are ready to step into the next season of our lives. Just like a seed takes time to grow, our character and faith must be developed in order to handle the blessings that God has prepared for us. The timing is not just about when things happen, but about when we are ready to receive them. In our human minds, we often believe that the sooner we get what we want, the better. But in the divine economy, readiness is more important than speed. God will not give us something we are not ready to handle. He knows that if we were to receive a blessing too soon, we might squander it, misuse it, or even lose it entirely. This is why He allows us to go through seasons of preparation. It's why He allows us to grow in character, in patience, and in faith, so that when the door does open, we are not only ready to walk through it, but also able to manage the responsibilities and opportunities that come with it. When we're in a season of waiting, it can feel like we're stagnant, but in reality, God is working behind the scenes in ways we can't see or understand. He's orchestrating events, aligning people, and positioning circumstances in such a way that everything will come together at the perfect moment. The delay is not a denial, it's a setup. It's an invitation to trust Him more deeply, to rely on His wisdom, and to surrender our own timelines to His perfect plan. Think about a puzzle. Each piece has to be put in the right place before the picture becomes clear. If you try to force a piece into the wrong spot, it won't fit. But when you wait for the right time, for the right piece to be placed, everything falls into place effortlessly. That's how God's divine timing works. Every piece of your life, every season, every experience is being carefully placed where it needs to be so that when the time comes, the picture of your life will be beautiful, complete, and exactly as it was meant to be. There's a beautiful thing that happens when we begin to trust God's timing. We stop fighting against the delays. We stop questioning why things aren't happening when we want them to. We begin to realize that God's way is far better than anything we could have planned on our own. His ways are higher, His timing is perfect, and He is always working on our behalf, even when we can't see it. We begin to understand that the waiting period is not wasted time. It's a time of growth, refinement, and preparation for something greater. So what do we do during the waiting? We trust. We keep moving forward, even when we can't see the end result. We continue to pray, to believe, and to take steps of faith, knowing that God is faithful to fulfill His promises. We stop rushing. Stop trying to force doors open, and instead we rest in the peace of knowing that when the right door opens, no one can shut it. The timing will be perfect, and we will be ready to walk through it. As we embrace God's timing and positioning, we also recognize that His plan for our lives is not just about us. It's about the bigger picture, about how He is positioning us, not only for personal blessings, but for the blessing of those around us. Just as God was positioning Joseph for his moment of destiny, He is positioning us to be in the right place at the right time to impact the world. Our lives, our journeys are intricately connected to the lives of others. And God's timing ensures that we will meet the right people at the right time for the right purpose. The doors that God opens for us are not just for us. They're for His kingdom, for the people He has called us to influence, and for the purposes He has placed within us. Every step of our journey, every waiting season is a part of His divine plan to position us for greatness. We may not always understand the process, but we can trust that God is in control and that His timing is leading us exactly where we need to go. There are moments in life when we feel like opportunities are slipping through our fingers. We see others rising, advancing, and thriving while we remain stuck in a place of uncertainty. It can be discouraging when we feel like we've done everything right, prayed, worked hard, stayed faithful, and yet doors seem to remain closed. It's during these times that we must remember one powerful truth. When God opens a door, no one can shut it. The opportunities that God sets before us are unstoppable, no matter how much resistance or opposition we face. There is a divine assurance that when God moves, nothing in the world, not even the enemy, can block or hinder what He is doing in our lives. We often find ourselves questioning whether the opportunities we've been hoping for will ever come to fruition. We feel the pressure of time and the fear of missed chances, but God is not governed by the same timeline that we are. His sense of timing is perfect. He is not confined to our schedules or limited by our understanding of what is possible. What may seem delayed to us is simply God preparing us for something greater, something beyond what we can comprehend. And when the time is right, the doors He opens for us will be so significant that nothing or no one will be able to close them. Think about the times in life when you've experienced what seemed like an open door, only to have it slammed shut by circumstances or other people. Perhaps you applied for a job you felt sure about, only to have someone else get the position. Maybe you stepped out in faith on a business venture only for things to fall apart. Or perhaps you've been working toward a promotion only to see someone else receive it instead. These moments can feel like rejection, like missed opportunities. However, we need to remember that God's plan is never thwarted by human limitations. The opportunities that God brings into our lives are not only meant to elevate us, but to fulfill His divine purpose for us. And when God opens a door, it is an opportunity that will be unstoppable. We see this illustrated throughout the Bible. When God opened a door for Joseph, no one could shut it. Joseph's story is one of incredible adversity. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. Yet, through all of this, God's hand was upon him. He was not forgotten. His faithfulness and perseverance positioned him for a door that no man could close. When the time came, God opened the door for Joseph, and in one moment he was taken from the prison to the palace, from being a slave to being the second in command in Egypt. Joseph's story shows us that when God opens a door, it doesn't matter how long we've been waiting, how much we've suffered, or how much opposition we've faced. What God has planned for us is unstoppable, and no one can take it away. The key to understanding unstoppable opportunities is realizing that the doors God opens for us are aligned with His purpose and will for our lives. It's not about our own efforts or abilities. It's about being in the right place at the right time, trusting in God's plan, and being faithful with what we have in front of us. The opportunities that God opens are not contingent on our perfection or on things going according to our plan. They are based on His divine sovereignty and timing. It's not about striving and forcing things to happen, but about positioning ourselves to receive what God has already prepared for us. When God opens a door, it's a door that aligns with His calling for our lives. It's a door that will not only change our circumstances, but will also bring glory to Him. This is why we must be ready to step into those opportunities with faith and confidence, knowing that God's hand is upon us. There will be moments when the opportunities before us seem too big, too difficult, or too intimidating. But we need to remember that the doors God opens are not meant to overwhelm us. They are meant to propel us into His purpose. Sometimes we resist the doors God opens because we feel unqualified, unequipped, or unworthy. We allow fear to dictate our actions and prevent us from stepping into the opportunities He has set before us. But the truth is, the opportunities that God opens for us are not about our qualifications. They are about His grace. God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. When He opens a door, He also provides the strength, wisdom, and resources needed to walk through it. It's not about us trying to make it happen. It's about trusting that God will equip us for the journey ahead. In our world, there are often many forces that try to shut doors, whether it's people, circumstances, or even our own doubts and fears. But we must remember that the enemy's attempts to block what God has planned for us are futile. No matter how much resistance we face, God's purpose for our lives cannot be stopped. He has already gone before us, prepared the way, and ensured that the opportunities He has for us are beyond what anyone can hinder. What God opens, no one can shut, and what He ordains, no one can destroy. Unstoppable opportunities are not limited to moments of personal success or gain. They are opportunities that God uses to fulfill His greater purpose. When God opens a door, it's not just about us. It's about the lives that will be impacted through our obedience. Our success, our breakthrough, our promotion is not just for our benefit. It's for the good of others and for the advancement of His kingdom. When we walk through the doors God opens for us, we are often called to be a blessing to others, to share our story, to offer our resources, or to extend our influence to those around us. These unstoppable opportunities are part of God's bigger plan, which often involves others. When we embrace the opportunities God provides, we are stepping into our destiny, not only for ourselves, but for those connected to us. Your breakthrough is not just about you. It's about the people who will be touched by your success, the lives that will be transformed by your obedience, and the communities that will be changed because you stepped into the door that God opened for you. The power of unstoppable opportunities lies in the fact that God is the one who opens them. We don't have to force our way through life. We don't have to manipulate, deceive, or hustle for what is rightfully ours. When the time is right, God will open the door. And when He does, it will be so clear, so undeniable that no one will be able to take credit for it. It will be a testimony of God's faithfulness, His provision, and His grace. There may be moments when it feels like the doors are closed, and it seems like there is no way forward. But trust that the door God has for you is already in place. It may be a matter of waiting for the right moment, for God's perfect timing to bring it into your life. The season of waiting is not a season of inactivity. It is a season of preparation. God is preparing you for the opportunities that are coming your way. And when the door opens, it will be the right door at the right time. Unstoppable opportunities are not always easy. They will require faith, courage, and trust, but they are worth it. When we walk through the doors God opens for us, we step into a place of favor, blessing, and fulfillment that no one can take away. The opportunities God has for you are not just for this moment, they are for eternity. And when He opens that door, no one can shut it. When we think about blessings, we often focus on what they can do for us personally, how they can improve our circumstances, bring us joy, or fulfill our desires. We pray for blessings, hope for breakthroughs, and wait for opportunities, believing that once they arrive, they will bring us the happiness and fulfillment we long for. And while there's nothing wrong with wanting blessings for ourselves, there's a deeper and far more profound truth that we must understand. The blessings we receive from God are not just meant for us. They are meant to be shared. They are meant to flow through us, to touch the lives of those around us, and to fulfill God's greater purpose for our lives and His kingdom. When we truly understand this, we begin to see the blessings in our lives not as things to hoard, but as resources to be shared, multiplied, and given away. The blessings that God bestows upon us are not only for our benefit, but are designed to have a ripple effect on the world around us. In the Bible, we see many examples of how God's blessings were never meant to stop with one person, but were meant to bless entire families, communities, and nations. When God blesses you, He doesn't just bless you for your own good. He blesses you so that you can be a blessing to others. God has called us to be conduits of His grace, mercy, and provision. As we receive His blessings, we are entrusted with the responsibility to pour those blessings into the lives of others. The truth is, when we are blessed, we are called to bless. It's easy to get caught up in our own desires and forget that the blessings we enjoy are meant to be used for a higher purpose. We often hear people talk about the importance of paying it forward, and this concept aligns with God's heart for how we should live. God's blessing in our lives is not about keeping it all to ourselves. It's about what we do with it once we have it. When we understand that we are blessed to be a blessing, it changes our perspective on everything we have. Whether it's financial prosperity, emotional support, time, talents, or any other form of blessing, it's all meant to be used to serve others. Consider the story of Abraham in the Bible. God promised Abraham that He would bless him abundantly, but He also made it clear that Abraham's blessing was not just for him. God said to Abraham, "I will bless you and you will be a blessing." Genesis 12:02. From the very beginning, God's plan for Abraham wasn't just to make him wealthy or prosperous for his own benefit. It was to use Abraham as a vessel to bless others. This blessing extended beyond Abraham's personal gain and reached generations to come. The blessings God gave him were meant to impact the world. Abraham's obedience to God's call, his willingness to trust in God's promises, and his faithfulness were the catalysts that allowed God's blessings to flow through him and into the lives of others. In the New Testament, we also see the principle of blessing others echoed in the teachings of Jesus. Jesus constantly emphasized the importance of generosity, kindness, and love. He told His followers to love their neighbors as themselves, to bless those who cursed them, and to give to the poor. Jesus demonstrated throughout His ministry that the true measure of a blessed life is not how much we accumulate for ourselves, but how much we give away. The ultimate example of this is Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. His life was the ultimate blessing to humanity, given freely for the salvation of others. He gave of Himself completely, and in doing so, He made a way for all of us to receive the greatest blessing of all, eternal life. Jesus' life teaches us that the greatest blessing we can receive is the one that we pass on to others. When we understand that our blessings are for others, it shifts our focus from a self-centered approach to a kingdom-centered approach. We begin to see the world through the lens of service, compassion, and generosity. Every blessing we have is an opportunity to touch someone else's life. When we help those in need, share our resources, offer encouragement, or extend kindness, we are spreading the love and grace that God has so generously poured into us. This is how we live out the calling of being a blessing to others. However, it's important to understand that being a blessing to others doesn't always require grand gestures or significant financial resources. Sometimes the most impactful blessings come in small, everyday actions. A word of encouragement, a helping hand, a listening ear. These simple acts of kindness can change someone's day, and in some cases, even change their life. We don't need to wait for big moments or significant opportunities to be a blessing. Every day presents us with countless opportunities to bless others in ways that reflect God's love and goodness. When we bless others, we are also blessed in return. There is something profound about the act of giving. It not only meets the needs of others, but also enriches our own hearts. Jesus taught that it is more blessed to give than to receive. Acts 20:35. As we give, we open ourselves up to receiving even more. It is a principle that goes against the world's thinking, which often encourages us to hold on tightly to what we have. But God's kingdom operates on a different principle. The more we give, the more we receive. This isn't just about material blessings. It's about the peace, joy, and fulfillment that come when we live a life of generosity. One of the most beautiful things about being a blessing to others is that it builds community. We were not created to live in isolation. We were created to live in relationship with others. When we bless others, we create bonds of connection, trust, and love. The world is full of hurting people who need hope, encouragement, and support. By being a blessing to those around us, we have the opportunity to bring light into their lives and to point them toward the source of all blessings, God Himself. It is through our actions that people can experience God's love in a tangible way. Our blessings become the hands and feet of Christ in the world. It's also important to note that being a blessing to others doesn't mean we have to neglect our own needs. God is not asking us to deplete ourselves in the process of helping others. In fact, the more we bless others, the more we align ourselves with God's heart, and in doing so, we position ourselves to receive even greater blessings. God is generous and kind, and He delights in blessing those who are a blessing to others. When we make it our goal to be a channel of His blessings, we are also positioning ourselves to experience His abundance in our own lives. As we walk through life, let us remember that the blessings we receive are not just for us to keep, they are meant to flow through us to others. Our lives are a testimony of God's grace, and the more we bless others, the more we reflect His love to the world. Whether it's through financial provision, emotional support, time, or simply a kind word, every blessing is an opportunity to touch someone else's life and to fulfill the purpose God has for us. As we live with open hands, ready to bless those around us, we become the hands and feet of Christ, spreading His love, kindness, and goodness wherever we go. We are truly blessed to be a blessing.